You know this song. It is the co-host of the Rams pre, half, and post-game show, USC, NFL, my partner, Su'a Cravens. How you feeling, Su'a?
How you doing, Trav?
I'm good,
doing,
man.
Marco?
What's up, brother?
Let me ask you this. Let's start with the most important question of the day. Did you play golf this morning?
No. I sacrificed my round of golf and worked out instead and took my kids on a bike ride so I can make you guys' show. Only for you guys.
That's good. I didn't know he golfs.
So here's how I knew we were going to get off on a good start. When we did our first show together on Saturday, Rams and Chargers, I was in here kind of, getting my, you know how I roll before the show. Of
course.
And I all of a sudden I realized, I know Sua's here, but I haven't seen him in 10 or 15 minutes. I wonder where he went. He's in the conference room watching Scotty Scheffler and the BMW show. It's like, we're going to get along great. Like, he's plugged into the golf.
How did you get into golf, man?
My first year on the Broncos, we had a team, like, charity tournament where people pay to golf with you.
Yeah.
And somebody paid to sit in the cart with me. And this was before I had ever even picked up a golf club.
Okay.
And swinging in front of people that paid to sit with you and not being able to hit the ball humbles you a little bit.
Embarrassing.
And and when you hear the guy that paid to ride with you for 6 hours, taking deep breaths and rolling his eyes after every missed swing, it makes you wanna fix something. So I took that personal, like Michael Jordan, and got lessons and turned it all around.
Told you Ozzie Smith left me on the golf course for that same reason.
No, you haven't told me that.
I told you this. I was golfing with Ozzie Smith, and he was doing exactly what he said because I couldn't play. And he just, I'll be right back. And I never saw him again.
The puzzle has just fallen into place.
This is why I don't golf. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you fought back. So that was like 2018, and you've been swinging ever since. That's awesome.
Ever since, and now I will gladly take on any challengers at this point in my game.
Oh,
Travis
really?
is smiling. Travis is smiling.
Okay, so does Su'a Cravens have an SCGA index?
I'm on the Grint. App, and I don't like logging my good scores because I don't want my handicap to be lower.
Well, that's called sandbagging, Su'a. You can't do that.
Exactly. I pull house on my friends who call me out and say, I saw you on the Grint. You're a 15 handicap. Let's go. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
That's awesome.
Okay, look, let's just assume. So let's do this. I do not have a GIN either, okay? Or I don't anymore. I used to. It's inactive for the last couple of years. If you and I were going to go out and play golf, do you need strokes or can we play it straight up?
Well, what's your handicap?
Well, I don't have one. I don't have a GIN. Much like some other people who don't put in their low scores, I like to keep these things ambiguous.
If we're playing from the tips, no, I don't need any strokes.
Okay.
See, this is when you guys start talking a different language.
How much would you like to play for?
Let's play for lunch.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's get that 260 a month round. I'd like to be involved in your next one.
Okay.
I know you do it once a month, as we talked about.
Yeah.
And then we will see who comes down with a free lunch.
Done deal. Done deal.
Su'a, let me ask you a football question. So if I rolled out a roster, an offense that had Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, take your pick, Tutu Atwell, whatever, a pretty good offensive line, Kyron Williams at running back, and whatever at tight end, let's say it's Higbee or Ferguson, whatever it is, and Jimmy Garoppolo is at quarterback. What do you think that roster does to a defense on game day? Does that scare anyone? Does that change because it's Garoppolo instead of Stafford to you?
No, it doesn't change at all. There's enough weapons on that offense where Jimmy G doesn't have to be Superman. And if they wanted to double team either Devontae or Puka, you got Kyron Williams that can get you 5 or 6 a carry, and Sean McVay has no problem playing clock manager and getting up 10 and running that clock out. They don't need to be these gaudy, exotic wins that we are accustomed to seeing high-scoring games. They can win games like they did those last 4 of the stretch last season just by playing defense and managing the clock. So, no, the defense still has to prepare even without Stafford.
So you're like me. It's not the end of the world if Stafford has to miss time. It's something you don't want. You want the guy out there, but it's not the end of the world if you have to start the backup with this offense.
Yeah, it's definitely not the end of the world. The Rams' schedule, we've talked about, it's very friendly to start. Obviously, they've got the Eagles in there, but you don't need Stafford rushing back. You have the weapons on offense to get to score points and to control the game, and then you have that young defense that can hold it down and not give up points. So, again, you don't need Jimmy G to be Superman.
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of going to ask you next. Is that a function of you're good with Jimmy G doing what he does, or is that a function of Sean McVay will figure it out?
It's a mix of both. I don't like to hate on Jimmy G too much. This guy's still a Super Bowl appearing quarterback. He's played in a few NFC championships. He was on a 49ers team that was the cream of the crop for a short time. So we can't turn our backs on his resume and say we can't trust him at all, especially the first few weeks of the season against somewhat either even or lesser opponents. So I'm thinking Jimmy G is good to go the first 1, 2, maybe 3 games of the season if need be. I don't want to rush Stafford back at all.
So it may not be a problem. He may be back out there, and there may be nothing wrong with his back. We'll see. He's out there practicing now. I hope it stays. Did you played in the preseason, right, when you were drafted?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a different ball game. There's no game plan. It's very vanilla. Do you take anything out of Stetson Bennett, lighten it up for the first 2 weeks, or at least having that miracle comeback last week?
You always love seeing a backup quarterback do well and play well in your system and perform when he needs to, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's preseason. These are guys, maybe, 2s and 3s, maybe even 4s. A lot of these guys you're playing against won't be on the team or they'll be on practice squad. So you can't take a deep dive into his performance and say, give him a pat on the back as if this was a MVP caliber type of thing. It's preseason. So, we look at it from that context. You're happy your guys perform, but Stetson Bennett, he's taken the steps he needs to take to be a part of the team. He's gotten past those off-field issues he dealt with when he first got into the league, and it's good to see him playing really well right now.
Su'a Cravens is my co-host on the Rams pregame, halftime, and postgame show here on 710. So go back to Stafford for a second. Like, as a defensive player, and you were in the league on that side of the ball, if Stafford is back there relative to Jimmy Garoppolo, or let's not even say Jimmy Garoppolo, not Stafford. There's Stafford and then there's some other guys. How do you approach it differently just with the way that he can throw the ball? I know that maybe Sean McVay is going to put certain packages in for certain players, but just the talent that Stafford has relative to the talent of some other guys, how do you approach it differently on the defensive side?
I think a thing Stafford does really well is the play action game. And you have to respect his arm talent when it comes to play action, because as a DB, if you're playing heavy run and you're not respecting the pass and you get caught flat-footed and you see him pull that ball from Kyron's stomach, that might be a touchdown. That might be going 60 over your head before you even know it. So when Stafford's in the game, even when it looks like it's run, you have to respect the play action pass. And they love using their tight ends. They love using boots. They love using deep overs with receiver. Going man against Stafford and the Rams when they're at 100% is a bad idea, especially if you have young guys on the field who can't keep up with that offense and all those moving bodies. So, yes, you got to approach the game differently with a guy like Stafford back there. Jimmy G, I might be a little bit more aggressive in the run. I don't respect him throwing the ball 60, 70 yards downfield. Maybe I feel like he doesn't want to make a mistake, so I crowd that box a little bit. But with Stafford, you kind of have to play a little true to his passing talent, which allows Kyron Williams to eat like he's done.
That arm is so good, I even forgive him for picks, and I hate picks. If Stafford throws an interception, I see where you're going. I love the confidence. Just don't do it again. Jimmy G, you're gonna run what I tell you to run. You're gonna throw it when I tell you to run. I meant to ask you this. I forgot. Did you have a welcome to the NFL moment? Because I was asking Manti Te'o about this, and he was telling me on his first game he tried to blitz through the A-gap, and it was a Pro Bowl center that faked him out, that he thought he was going one way, came back, and knocked him right off his feet. Like, wow, the NFL's for real. Did you have a welcome to the NFL moment?
Yeah. The first time we played the Cowboys at home, my rookie year, I was a 210-pound Mike linebacker. New hybrid dime.
A what?
A 210 Mike linebacker. Yes, that is a true
210-pound middle linebacker?
Yes.
Who was your coordinator?
Setting Joe Barry.
Oh, my God. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about Joe B.
I was an undersized, underweight linebacker, and DeMarco, once you choose a hole, you have to be 100%. So if you're wrong, be 100% wrong at 100% speed. So
right.
I didn't have the chance or the choice to gap. I had to choose the gap and go. And,
hit it.
Dallas was a run-heavy team. This is when their O-line was housing, I think, 3 or 4 Pro Bowlers. The young Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh.
So this is when Dallas was, at the top of their game. And I made a few plays in the backfield in the first half of the game, just shooting the A gap and the C gap on runs.
What choice did you have?
I had no choice. Exactly. I'm not two gapping Tyron Smith, but
Right.
they said, okay, since 36 wants to play fast, let's give him something. In the third quarter, the first play they ran counter,
Boom.
and I hit that A gap and saw the sky and Tweety birds above my head because I had just got crackbacked. So that was my welcome to the NFL moment.
Oh my God. Yes. Like, I didn't know they hit this hard. I've never felt pain like this. I didn't know these dudes could move so fast. Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, my jersey was very dirty after that.
How did you react after? How did you play after that?
Oh, we're playing football.
Okay.
Shake it off. If anything, it was like sniffing an ammonia pack. It just woke me up, and I'm like, okay, we're in the second half now. Let's go.
You can't do that anymore. Ammonia packs are outlawed.
That's
true. You can't do that anymore.
You can bring them yourself. That's that old Spartan good death there. The other side, are you looking at the Rams D? I know there's a lot of hype. They've got a lot of good young players up front. You're a back-end dude. What do you think about the corner situation for the Rams? Do you think that could be a problem coming up? You've got two guys that are over the age of 30 playing corner.
Yeah, I think that the Rams are going to have to shore up that secondary. Not that they played awful last year, but you need a leader in the secondary, kind of what Jalen Ramsey was before the injuries and before he started slowing down. You need that guy in the secondary you can lean on. And I know we just played the Chargers, but Asante Samuel Jr., who is a former Charger, is looking for a home, and that is a young body that I feel could lead any secondary that he is on. I'm surprised he's still a free agent, so maybe the Rams, take a visit or take a look at him after he gets off his visit with the Dolphins.
What's wrong with him? Why is he out there?
I got one more for you, Su'a. Excuse me. So what do you think we're going to see on Saturday? When we come in here Saturday morning, 8 o'clock is when the pregame show starts. Game kicks off at 10. The Rams are on the road. They're in Cleveland. You think we're going to see Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel? Joe Flacco's obviously been named their starting quarterback, so they're going to do that first once the season starts. We could debate whether that's a good idea or not.
Yeah.
But do you think we'll see both of those other guys?
I don't know what the Browns' plan is with their quarterback room, but I think it would be stupid for them to not play Dylan and to play Shedeur. At this point, you have to – one of them has to go. Is it Pickett that's going? Is Shedeur getting traded? Is he going to the practice squad? Even if he is getting traded, why would you not play him to build some type of value for teams to look at? Like, hey, we might have made a mistake, or we don't like what we have in-house. Let's bring over Shedeur or even Kenny Pickett. Something has to shake. So I think Dylan and Shedeur should play this weekend. I think one should get the half and the other should get the second half, and let the cards fall where they fall. But gatekeeping Shedeur as a secret when he's not even the third quarterback right now just doesn't make sense. But the Browns never surprise me.
They're going to keep three. They're going to keep at least three quarterbacks. They are.
Yes.
They're going to keep at least three, which is crazy.
Can you keep more than three?
Well, who's the fourth? I mean,
Pickett.
I agree. Pickett's probably gone, but Flacco's going to start. You can't cut Gabriel, and you won't cut Shedeur. You're going to keep three guys.
And you can't cut Watson. And you can't cut
him
Watson
either,
because
right.
you owe him $60 million.
That would be the fourth quarterback. They're going to have four quarterbacks on their roster. Again, well, it makes sense for them because this is a mess to begin with. And why would you even start Flacco? I don't get that. Just go with the future now. Go with Gabriel. Go with Shedeur Sanders, or vice versa. Why start the old guy? You know it's a road to nowhere.
Well, if I don't work for the Browns, but if I were in charge, I just gave Flacco, I think, like $10 million for 1 year. So he's going to be my starter. Deshaun Watson, if I can find a way to put him on IR so he doesn't eat up a roster spot, I'm gonna, because he's not playing this year. I don't care how many videos he posts of him running in the locker. It doesn't matter to me. You're not playing in a Cleveland's Brown uniform probably ever again if I'm in charge there. So at this point, Gabriel's a third-round pick. He's making the team no matter what. I cut Kenny Pickett or trade him and at least try to trade Shedeur for something, because if you put him on practice squad, he's getting poached within the week.
Yes.
That's Su'a Cravens. He will be alongside me on Saturday morning. We get started at 8 o'clock. That's the Rams pregame show, of course, right after the game ends. We'll be doing the Rams postgame show, and we're going to play golf for lunch before too long. We're making that happen, Su'a.
Got it. Don't stand me up on the tee box. Don't be late. Shirts tucked in. Appreciate it.
Love it.
You got it.
I love it.
This is good. He's got it all locked in. You got it, Su'a. We'll see you Saturday.
I would love to be in that room. Yeah. Hey, Su'a, we're going to play you at middle linebacker.
215.
Do you know I'm 210?
Yeah.